Okay, guys, Impact Wrestling, but before I do this, there's something I need to address. Now, I didn't talk about what happened to this Raw and what happened with Matt Hardy getting concerto from Randy Orton on the steel steps. It's in my face. I believe I have the shot. It's in my face. But let's make this very clear. Where do I believe he's going? Is he going to AEW? Is he going to Impact Wrestling? I know a lot of people will let him go to Impact Wrestling. I'm going to be honest here. He's probably going to go to AEW. Should he go to Impact Wrestling? No. And I'm making it very clear. It's better he does not go to Impact Wrestling for the simple reason what's going on with Tessa Blanchard. And I know a lot of people say, don't worry, they're going to treat him right. I do not believe they will. As much as things have been in Impact, I just don't see them treating Matt Hardy properly. Now, where do I believe he should go compared to where he's going to go? It's not going to be Impact. Take a guess where I would like him to really go. It's not AEW. NWA. That. And I know you're going to think, what? Look, guys. I love Impact. There is no lie about that. And you'll hear how I feel about Impact's episode today. This moment. In a few moments. But I love Impact. I do care about AEW. It's a good company. It needs a lot of work, but it's a good company. I love NWA. NWA Power is doing really good work. But if I got to see where Matt Hardy's talent is going to come out the best, it's not just going to be about his in-ring work. It's going to be about his talking, his character. And right now, NWA Power gives you the most amount of freedom to be able to show how you can talk and wrestle. On Dynamite, you're not getting that. Yes, you're getting great matches on Dynamite, and you are getting something for character development for some of their people, but the company's too new. And even though it sounds like he would get a lot of creative freedom, like a Moxley, like a Y2J, Chris Jericho, no, he won't. For the simple reason he's going to get lost in the shuffle. He has been buried in WWE because of what happened with Jeff. So honestly, it's not going to be good. So if I see it for, even if it was a short term, a year's contract, and then he goes to AEW afterward, he should go to NWA Power. Corgan would give him a lot more freedom to be able to say whatever he wants. He's going to be able to do direct interviews. That is where I think Matt Hardy should go. Where he's going to go is probably AEW, and Impact Wrestling is a no-go for the simple reason he's going to get lost in the shuffle way worse than AEW right now. But this is just me. Go-Home show to sacrifice. Is this a good go-home show? No. I'm sorry, guys. If you think I'm going to say this is a great show, it's not. It's not a great show going into a pay-per-view for Impact Wrestling. They're notorious for months or weeks or even days before their go-home show. I get angry because I wish they could see they need to build their people better for their go-home shows. They need to do better for their bills going into the pay-per-views, but they don't. So this is no better than what I normally see. A go-home show that's very lackluster, that's not built properly, but could give us great wrestling at the pay-per-view. Just not very good storytelling. Okay. TJP. Going against Josh Alexander. This is a great match. You got mainly submission. Yeah, you got TJ Perkins doing a lot of aerial, a lot of movement, but he was doing a lot of grapple wrestling and a lot of submission, which he's very good at. It was a nice change up than just seeing a regular cruiserweight or in this case, an X Division guy running around. That's one of the things that WWE didn't understand when it came to TJ Perkins. Yes, he can do high flying, but he was great at grapple and really great at submission. And they did nothing with him like Austin Aries. So you see it right here in this match. This is the best match of the night. Flat out. When it came to TJ Perkins and Josh Alexander, it was a wonderful match. In the end, TJ Perkins wins. Now I understand that the Rascals is getting the shot at the pay-per-view, unless they're going to make it a triple threat of the North, the Rascals, and TJ Perkins versus Falaba. They could do that at the last minute. It's just going to be the Rascals versus the North. Now, am I alright with that? There's no build with the Rascals. We barely seen them on TV. We barely seen Trey and we barely seen Dez and Wentz on there. But we did see Trey, and I'll get to that later. But I just don't see much with the Rascals. The Rascals are just nothing. So seeing the North, who's hold this title for such a long time, they need really credible tag teams, and there's none. It's so sad. Now here's a match that makes no sense. Now I don't have the shot, but Willie was approached by Swinger again. He's sick of Swinger. He said, go to the ring. We're going to settle this in the ring. Now, everybody thought supposedly that they're going to have a match together. Nope. It is Willie Mack versus Johnny Swinger. And Willie wipes the floor with him. Yeah, he did get a little bit of offense in, and that is the Johnny Swinger, who wanted to do the Mac Pack. Really? I know I heard it before, but seeing that they went down this route of trying to do something with Willie Mack and Johnny Swinger without Rick Swann. Supposedly, he's probably actually hurt, and he just can't be there. And instead of doing the odd couple thing where they just build up a little bit, you now throw them in the ring together. And you let Willie Mack win. Instead of Johnny Swinger just not trying to be a bad guy, he's saying, look, I don't want to wrestle you. We can be the Mac Pack. And Willie's beating him up. And then Swinger shows a defense, but when he has the shot to actually take out a Willie Mack, he does not do it. He actually stops himself and he says, Willie, I don't want to do this. I want to be a tag team with you. And then Willie wipes the floor with him. And then when it's over, Willie kind of feels guilty about it because after it's over and Johnny Swinger puts up a decent ability in the ring, he looks at him and he says, you still got something. He could get the mic and says, I remember you in ECW. You had something then. I can see you still got something now. I respect that. But I ain't going to be your damn partner. And walks out. But he still wins something because he gets respect from Willie Mack. But what do we get? We get this stupid match where they've done weeks of build like they're going to do something. So what was all this about? It was a waste of time. And unless they're going to do a match at Sacrifice, which will even be a bigger waste of time, this is over. But it's not going to be over because Johnny Swinger is still going to be messing with Willie Mack, and then they're going to be having a feud, which is a big waste of time. Now, Melissa Santos was not on the Twitch stream. It was the Iceman. Now, I have to admit, the Iceman's better on the mic. He talks better than Melissa, even though he's not better looking Melissa. Who can't say Melissa Santos is freaking good looking? Who wish that's their woman, that she didn't have a Brian Cage and did not have a baby already popped out of her belly. You would want her. You would love her. You would marry her. You would spend the rest of your life with her, but she's taken. But even with Iceman there, I saw the numbers. It didn't go up. Didn't go up by much. Maybe about 300 more people was normally watching than what Melissa would usually bring. Because Melissa's numbers have been around 1,500 to 1,300 people watching. He got up to 18 to near 1,900 people, which is not bad. But unless you have him... Look, I don't hate Melissa, but let's be honest here. Melissa's numbers suck on Twitch. They don't get much from Twitch. Yes, they're giving people like myself who can't just afford doing the Impact Plus app. I can't afford it right now. I'm on a fixed budget. Keeping the lights on in this place, it takes cash. And even though you say it's $9.99, I can't afford that. So these are one of the few ways I can see it live and not have to wait until go and see it on a website the next day. And I'm glad for it, but still, the numbers are not good. They just don't reflect. It's like they think of this as an afterthought. which he basically is, but they could actually put a bigger effort into it. Sometimes have some guys or girls who are normally on the roster to pop in once in a while. But having at Melissa's house, what do you get? Nothing. At least when it came to Iceman, he was at a secure location and having Sting in the background. I'm just saying. Now, Madison Rayne now has the open challenge. And she had Maserati, one of the locals that's at Las Vegas. I don't remember what the Las Vegas promotion they went and worked with. I think it was Crash TV. I could be wrong. I think Crash TV could be in Mexico, but I believe it might be in Las Vegas. I could be wrong. You guys tell me below. So she could be from that promotion, whatever promotion was in the local area. Was she good? She wasn't too bad. But this wasn't about that. This was basically them giving Madison Rayne something to do. You want something to do for Madison Rayne? This is what you do. This is what you do, guys. Take Josh Matthews off commentary for a little while. Pair up the Don Collins with somebody else that you know can talk. Put Josh with his wife. Let him be her manager. Let him talk for her and piss people's ass off. And get some real heat on her. And then mess with Jordan Grace. Using Josh Matthews. It will be a total change up. Giving these two something extra. Look, Josh Matthews and Madison Rayne are legitimately married. Josh has not gotten her pregnant. He's accepted her child from another wrestler. Or some other guy. I think it's a wrestler. Or some guy who's not wrestling connected. But he accepts her child. He loves her child. They're married. Why not make this special? Why not let them have something they can remember in their older years, that they actually worked together on a damn storyline? Something special. I'm just saying. Maybe if you guys want me to do a booking the wrestler on Madison Rayne, tell me. I will book Madison Rayne with Josh Matthews and how I would book it for her to get over and go after the Impact Knockouts title with him by her side. Tell me below if you want me to do that. Now, RVD with Katie Forbes had a little moment. Katie was pissed off at social media. He's telling, relax, don't worry about it. They got nothing else to do. They're trolls. They're basically subhuman. Then you got Daga coming into mix because RVD opened his mouth and say, hey, I beat you over at the last pay-per-view, ha ha ha. And Daga takes offense at it. I would rather see Daga working with Tessa Blanchard so he has a chance to try and go after the X Division title. Because it would make sense, her actual boyfriend that she's going to marry, because they're engaged as far as I understand, why not build it that way? Make it special. Why not use this moment to not only launch or maintain, if you will, a Tessa Blanchard, but also launch her fiance to go to the X Division title. Using her as a template. Using her to say, hey, that, like I said in my last review, why not use this to get Daga over? Because Ace Austin messed with her man, and she's not going to defend her man. She's going to face Ace Austin. Look, you make it like this. Have her get pissed off that Ace has messed with a man. She goes to a man who is angry but really feels like he can't do anything because his woman's facing him. And she goes to him and said, don't look upset. Look, what are you doing? On this roster, there's only one person I believe that's my equal. And that's my man. I know you're one of the best men. The best man on this roster. There ain't nobody better than you. Only person that even comes close to being like you is me. I'm you. You are me. Not just because we're together, but because we're the best things on this roster. Don't let no one say anything. When I finish with this guy, because I know for a fact I'm going to beat him. You take him. You get your title. And you show how great you are. And if you want to, me and you, option C, Slammiversary, or Bound for Glory, whatever you guys want. That would be something for this year. having a fiance versus fiance for the world title. And think about it. Having a Daga go over a Tessa Blanchard would make it easier for the guys and girls to deal with, because yes, that is her man, and yes, they have to do this, but guess what? At least you know that it's going to be a guy that you guys like. This is just me. You guys tell me below. Elgin versus Eddie. Best of 5, third match, which I knew was going to be Eddie winning. I'm not taking anything away from the match. The match was good. It was. These guys have very good chemistry. I'm not taking anything from them. I'm not taking anything from Eddie. But I'm going to be honest here. I'm zero interested because the best of 5 does not use the cup. Hearing that Don Callis finally said that if Michael Elgin wins, he's going after the world champion, and says, I love Tessa, but going up against him, she will be destroyed. Well, guess what? He can't do that because the Call Your Shot Cup is in Eddie's hands, and he can't do that. Eddie will always be first. Have they forgotten about Call Your Shot Cup? Somebody tell me. Tell me why they're acting like the cup means nothing. And this cup that they fought against from the last pay-per-view that they dealt with, that was a stipulation between these guys. Before that, Eddie won the cup. But now it means nothing. Ugh. It just pisses me off that they're not looking at detail. I don't care if it's Don Callis who doesn't see this. I don't care if it's Gail Kim who can't see this. I don't care if it's Scott DeMont. I don't care who it is. But I'm telling you, they're not paying attention to detail. And if you're going to say that, you might as well make the stip again. That cup must be put up for grabs. I'm sorry. That's just me. You guys tell me below. All right. We had Dave Chris go up against Rhino, and you got Moose at commentary, and that pissed me off. You know why? 2 reasons. 1, we've seen these guys wrestle so many times. Now they're going to do another pay-per-view, supposedly the last time, which I don't believe it is. It feels empty. They need a stipulation. Maybe one of them leaves Impact Wrestling, or one of them becomes the other one's servant, or somebody gets money or something. They need a stip. They do. 2nd, hearing Josh Matthews say that Moose never won a title in Impact Wrestling. I know Moose won the Impact Grand Championship. I didn't remember how many times. He won it frickin' twice. Twice. That shows you. This shows you guys that Impact Wrestling 100% at the time didn't give a flying fuck about the Impact Grand Championship. It was nothing to them. It was a joke. Because if it meant something, even though the title has been retired, I'm telling you, Josh Matthews could have easily said, you haven't won any major gold since the Impact Grand Championships. It may have been a piece of garbage. It may have been a concept where the rounds sucked. But at least they tried something new for Impact. And now look, it means absolutely nothing. I'm just saying. Rhino won, but what does that mean? Nothing. Lackluster. Like I said about this entire show, it's mainly lackluster, even though the TJ Perkins and Josh Alexander match was the best match you had. Now, you had the Havoc. Now, I understand Havoc's going up against Grace, and Grace had her interview, which angered me, because they could have given Jordan Grace the match at Sacrifice with a Taya Valkyrie, which one would culminate in her having something special instead of being at Mexico City. 2, they would have had a bigger payout, because payouts at pay-per-views, they deserve it, because that's how they do something special. They give them extra money at pay-per-views if it buys out great. Buy seats, buy pay-per-view, on apps as well as for merchandise. They get extra money. So I wish they had done it there, because both these women, even Jonna Bravo, who basically tried to make up with Taya by making a video package of her beating up on him. Oh my gosh, it was stupid, but I understand why they did it. And Taya did come out and pretty much say, I'm getting my title back. That's understandable for that. But then later in the night, when it came to Havoc, you see Su Yung appear out of nowhere. I don't have the shot. I just have Havoc. And then after she appears and say, hey, I'm Susie, and then disappears, you see on some lockers that say, time has come. Really? You blew your wad weeks ahead of time before the pay-per-view, instead of letting Rosemary have the match at the pay-per-view with Su Yung or Susie, and then let her start acting crazy. From there, it would build something special. Nope. You blow your wad early, and now you do this, where either one or two things are going to happen. Either Susie's going to mess with Havoc at the pay-per-view dealing with Jordynne Grace, or she won't. Now, if she does not show up at the pay-per-view and mess with Havoc, this was stupid. And I don't want it to be stupid, but it may be stupid. This is just me. You guys tell me below. And finally, the 6-man tag. The Reno Scum and Ace Austin versus Tommy, Trey, and the Tessa Blanchard. Was it a good match? It was okay. It's not like it was an outstanding match, and it really didn't make anything any better, except that Ace got the win over Trey. What did we get for this show? Not that great. The build beforehand wasn't good, and the go-home show really didn't give us anything more substantial. Look, wouldn't it have been better if they had a brawl or something? Well, between Tessa Blanchard and Ace Austin, a fight. That's the truth. I'd rather have seen a fight between these two in the back, and Tessa being so angry and showing that she can't control herself, and Ace feeling so good about it because he goats her into it. And then at the end, he's the one that's smiling. Yeah, he got his ass whooped by Tessa Blanchard. But after it's over and the officials get totally beaten up by Tessa, because not only she messes with Ace, she also messes with the officials who she hasn't hurt in a long time. It would have been better that way, because then you could see that she's vulnerable. As it stands now, just because Trey got beat doesn't mean Tessa got beat. She doesn't feel vulnerable, and it doesn't work for me personally. Look, I'm going to say it like this. I want to make this very clear. I've never been opposed to Tessa holding a male's title. I only care that the story is good. And the story at this moment sucks. If you had thrown Daga into the mix, it would have been better. Where is Sami Callihan? I see nothing unless ICU is Sami repackaged and he's not with OVE. That would be the only way this would make sense. If he's still part of OVE and ICU is something entirely different, this make no sense. I'm sorry, it does make no sense. But this is my point of view. Have a good day. Have a good night. Watch my AEW review. Peace.